do abortions in theaters.
And we're live. Hello, you two on One Time Smoker. You my guest.
Hello, I'm Sean.
And?
Hi, I'm Purpose Michael. Yeah.
and?
Hey, I'm John Avenger. What's up?
Yep. And Josh, but Josh is
He's on and off.
Technical difficulties. And we're going to talk about Captain America Civil War.
Yes, sir.
Final movie in the Captain America trilogy.
Yeah.
And most of all, the debut of
Spider-Man.
The walk-on, yeah.
Spider-Man Johnny.
Welcome home, baby. Welcome home.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Spider-Man fucking awesome.
Yep. Which we'll get to Spider-Man in a sec. Gentlemen.
Okay, there's Josh. He's coming back in. He should use a tablet or a computer. It's a lot easier. My computer hasn't crashed yet, and I've had this computer for almost 2 years now. But yeah, this is how you end the trilogy on the right now without pissing people off.
Agreed.
Unlike X-Men: The Last Stand or even The Dark Knight Rises, while I enjoy that, there was too much in that compared to this. I mean, this had a lot, but it didn't slow the movie down. The villains I thought kind of sucked, though. I thought, they were there for very little. I know it wasn't really about them, but still. Zemo was barely in it, and Crossbones was in one scene. So.
What do you know about Zemo? More about the...
Also, the first scene, yeah.
Yep. Captain America.
Yeah.
Speaking of the villain, let's get to the Crossbones.
Yeah, he's barely used in the film. I was kind of disappointed that he was in one scene. He was in the beginning in Lagos when they were, there was attacks and Scarlet Witch is. Using her powers and everything. Yeah, the editing was a little bit off in that scene. I don't know what happened with that. They were shaking the camera a lot like this, and I couldn't see what was going on. I was like, Russo's, please don't shake the camera in Infinity War. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes.
That was a problem for me. Not that it doesn't kill the film for me, because the rest of the film is shot very well, but that scene was just kind of off for me.
Yeah, like the first 10 minutes of the movie,
Black Widow's jumping on people, you could barely see it because they're shaking the camera, and Cap's kicking people and they're flying off and you could barely see what's going on, but,
Yeah.
It reminded me of, like, the RoboCop remake, like, the first action scene with the robots, too much shaky cam. I'm like, just keep the camera, like, keep it steady, and I want to see what's going on.
Agreed.
If that happened later in the film, it would have hurt the film.
Yeah. Sean, what's your opinion for 10 minutes?
I mean, I agree there was a little bit shaky cam, but I can still follow what was going on. I thought the action scene was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just what I saw was good. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they could have had Crossbones in the movie a lot more, like, had him instead of Zemo, but I thought the opening scene was pretty cool.
Same here.
I was fine with the characters. It was just, he takes the mask off, which I'm getting sick and tired of that. I mean, they knock it off. He doesn't, like, rip it off. And then he, like, talks to Cap, and then he blows up. That's it.
Yep.
He had as much screen time as Venom in Spider-Man 3, which we won't talk about here. Trust me. Yeah.
To be fair,
like,
I don't Venom with the department of that movie. Crossbones served a purpose.
They killed him off way too soon. I thought they could have put him in at least 2 more scenes in Wakanda or something like that, or Sokovia, whatever. But it is what it is.
Yep. But bear in mind, Crossbones succeeded in his objective. Sort of. He blew himself up. But that was the point at the end of the mission. Kill Cap. And
no, I didn't want him to kill Cap. I just, this is the way he was like there. It's like, hi, I'm here, and then boom.
Yep.
He's a bomb.
He's doing a message with Captain Bucky.
Yeah.
Which
Bucky had more screen time. He has a lot of screen time. Who's Nick Lenz?
Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick.
I honestly think that Bucky has more screen time in this than he actually does in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I know
Which-
because they made him a major part of this film.
Which
Which was fine. I mean, he's connected to Cap, so it makes sense.
Yep. And speaking of the Winter Soldier, actually, wait, before we let's talk about Iron Man this actually. After the first 10 minutes, we get to a flashback scene with Iron Man.
By the way, that scene when we see a young Tony, that's actually CGI.
I know it looked weird. It was like
That is
he looked
okay.
like he did in the '80s.
Okay, you guys
Really
remember
weird.
how last year with Ant-Man they did CGI de-aging?
Yep.
Okay, they did the same thing here with Robert Downey Jr. I was like, okay, there's no way that's CGI. That's got to be a clean shave and new hairstyle. But no, Robert Downey Jr. admitted that was CG.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
I know, right?
Like, okay, you're young enough to over there, Junior.
I
yeah,
know.
it looked like he did in the '80s.
I know. I was thinking, wait, they had to have given him a clean shave and just restyled his hair, but no, that's actually
Yeah.
fucking CGI and good CGI.
And he was wearing Mr. Frosty shirt.
Hey,
Mr.
was.
Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy, yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Softy.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. By this now being the second time they've used this de-aging technique, I think they're putting Tron Legacy to fucking shame.
And I directed that movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying as far as the de-aging thing
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, they put that movie to fucking shame now.
Yeah, they did.
I
Because
know,
you can
I
still
get it.
tell that Jeff Bridges was old. He did not look young at all.
To be fair about that, in general, Jeff Bridges actually what? Oh yeah, but you could that was a programming crew.
I'm just saying though.
Yeah,
well,
and that was 2010, so that was a while
that's
back.
not technology. It wasn't really, the de-aging part wasn't really perfected.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr., what talk about actually after the big speech with Pepper, which I give it about that scene. With Pepper.
She was supposed to be in this movie, but for some reason they wrote her out of it.
Yeah, because Gwyneth Paltrow, after Iron Man 3 disappeared. That's it.
Oh, damn it. Well, Nick, now that you're here, what's your opinion? Nick?
No, I think it's just dead air. We haven't heard him since he got his pick there, so.
Hang on.
And I wonder if we should spoil the huge twist.
Well,
Which one? Yeah, no, I know. That's a big one. I know what it is.
yeah. We'll say that twist when near the end.
Yeah.
What a twist!
Let's get to Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is a big part of this movie because here's the thing about Civil War. The actual Civil War comic is a complete train wreck.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't use it here. I didn't want that.
Yeah, because
Oh, Spidey taking his mask off and him, and no, I didn't want that. No.
and with civilian what stopping him.
I actually thought Bucky's story was very interesting because he's I don't want to say conflicted because he's not really in charge of himself.
His
completely.
arm.
Yeah,
He's not really completely in charge of himself. I
yeah,
wouldn't really say he's conflicted, but still, his story I think is a very interesting story.
it
and
is.
probably the biggest of this whole movie.
It is
Mhm.
because
It
unlike that
is.
Civil War comic with the Civil Registration Act, which was a stupid law. I mean, there's sense.
Well, being the identities are known in this universe, they changed it to where the government can sanction superhero activity.
Yeah, which actually
That's
makes me happy
Interesting. I
because
like that. It's something
I like
different.
that idea because
Isn't-
here's the thing about the wait, Josh, what's your opinion, Josh?
Says he loved the first 10 minutes. Wish Crossbones was in it more.
Yeah, that's true. But Josh, your mic not working or?
Yeah, I'm here.
Like, what's your opinion on the first 10
Come
minutes?
on, you gotta be kidding me. Really?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
let
why.
me just say, before I get into the first 10 minutes, I really enjoyed this movie. I agree with John. This is what X-Men 3 should have been, but we're not going
Exactly.
to sorry.
Agreed.
But I still love X-Men 3, so
Because X-Men,
first
you
10
kill
minutes
off
was-
Cyclops and you kill off Xavier
Bill
for no
Cyclops-
reason.
but this movie, I loved the first 10 minutes. The shaky cam did bother me,
Yeah.
but I could still tell what was going on.
Yeah, I just don't
And-
want it in the next film.
The Falcon was great. Started
Mhm,
jumping us,
yeah.
fighting people left and right. Elizabeth
Yeah.
Olsen using her powers.
Good witch.
It was awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now, Frank Grillo, I know he's doing the Purge election year, which comes out in July, and
Oh, dear
just need
God.
to see it. But still, you could have wrote 2 more scenes for this guy.
Yeah, I agree. Because
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
agree.
blink and you miss him and he's dead. I'm like, Bane had more screen time in The Dark Knight Rises. He didn't
Oh,
blow
well.
up like that. That was ridiculous. It's kind of like, it's like a Wile E. Coyote death. It's like, I'm going to take you with me. And then Elizabeth Olsen like shoots him into the sky and he blows up like a bomb.
Yeah, and he blows up a building.
Yeah,
That's what,
I mean,
what makes the Accords happen.
yeah. I knew it was a plot point, but still, it was way too abrupt. It's like,
Oh well.
skyrocket.
And we lost Nick. Damn it.
It's fine, yeah. We're going to have to just keep on going without him. He
Yeah.
probably has a bad
Hey,
connection.
Parker. What's your opinion for 10 minutes of the movie?
Well, yeah, because I haven't said much, so I should probably
Yeah,
jump
sorry.
in here. But
This is your show, man.
yeah, it's fine. Basically the first, I do like how the film starts, and one thing I did, was that the film's title, was not until the mid credits, like right before the end credit scene. Okay, well, because you usually what the MCU does is they have the title at the beginning, like after some scene or something. But because it was weird, because I was expecting that, but then they never. So anyway, yeah, I liked how the film started. Well, and with them, Crossbones is before even the trailers got released. Well, maybe it was the first trailer. I thought he was gonna be towards the end actually of the film, and I didn't even I don't know if they released news about but what's weird is just I thought he was gonna be in the film more, and I thought he was gonna be kind of the guy behind rather than Zemo is, which we'll get to that. And
We'll get to Zemo later.
yeah. So I'm not upset of how they I guess when they killed off
Disappointed a little
Crossbones.
bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it did establish. Well, it was you needed something to kind of establish what. The reason why this whole thing started is because is the destruction and people of dying and stuff. Which,
Yeah.
So, but I did like the first 10 or so. Yeah. It was a great opening, great stuff, and yeah.
Yep.
Set the
Anywho,
tone right.
I think we did it long enough. Let's get to Tony Stark, aka Iron Man.
Do you think what? Actually, I got an idea. Do you think we should say what side we were on before we saw the film, or what? Because
why not?
we never. Because I thought we were gonna open with that. But,
Yeah,
that's why I
some
thought.
glitches. No, I was Team Iron Man the whole time because he's my favorite character.
I was on Team Cap.
Because him and Spidey, best scenes in the movie. I was laughing
Yeah.
hysterically. I was like, "This is a dream come true, man."
Yeah.
Here, I was saying.
I agree with that. I was on Team Cap. Okay, Spider-Man was my favorite hero, but
That's
Team
great.
Cap, Cap knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Both sides had a point, and it was organic. It wasn't forced. It wasn't stupid or contrived. And I hate to say this, I would do people are gonna hate me about that. Batman v Superman was. No.
I get that. No, but this is way better. I agree with that.
Okay,
That was
here's the difference.
in the rest of the Justice League. But I don't hate that movie. I know this is way better. We're talking about Civil War, not BVS. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay, I think what makes this one better, where we can understand Tony and Steve's reasonings, is that we've had 12 movies to build this up.
hell yeah.
Whereas with Batman v Superman, we've only had one.
Yeah.
One, and they should
Yeah.
have done it a long time ago. They should have done
What
that
I'm
back in
saying
the
is-
2000s.
Yep.
You
With
had
Bale
a-
and with Brandon Routh. But that's another story anyway.
Yeah, that's not a story.
What I'm saying is, if you take, let me finish, Parker, and I'm interrupt you, buddy. But what I'm saying is, if you take just the movies that Tony and Steve were in, they've had at least 5 movies each.
Yes.
If you think about it, right? Well, this is Evans' 5th movie. What I'm saying is, they've each had 5 movies to build their arguments up, their ideologies. So by the time we get to the end fight, we know why they're fighting each other.
Yep.
We've had all these other movies to build it up.
I
Yeah,
didn't
exactly,
get
that
that with The Force Awakens. I'm sorry. Just, with Kylo Ren and the girl, no person, it's not a personal fight. It's just a fight for the ending. That's it.
To be fair, sorry.
Yeah, it's like that. This fight meant more to me because I loved both of these characters, and to see them clash just made me smile. I was like, I don't hate either one of them. So, whoever wins, I'm like, it's the audience that wins at the end.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Nick, what's your opinion, Nick? Your eyes working?
Still can't hear him.
Damn it!
Probably.
All right.
Well,
Parker.
what?
Your opinion.
On the film, or?
Or which side?
Well, actually, I might have to go with what John said. I would be, with Iron Man. Not, well, I guess partially because Spider-Man's on his side, same with Black Panther. But, I mean, it's also, I do see Cap's point of view and stuff. But what's cool is I do like you keep flip-flopping sides. It's all, it's like, wow, well, Iron Man has a great point. Captain America has a great point. And you don't really, because they're both right, but there ain't a clear, I don't know, it's very, I like how the way they dealt with that stuff, because in Batman v Superman, here's the problem, and I know you shouldn't compare these two films, but I don't care, I'm going to do it.
Different.
Yeah, but, I mean, okay, I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here about this.
Fine.
You know what, after watching, because I've seen, I've seen this film 2 times already, okay, and every time I see it,
once.
I hate Batman v Superman, even more, okay? Okay? Because, I mean, this is how you do, and I'm not trying to hate on DC, I'm going to explain it, but, it's just that Batman v Superman, that film failed at what it set out to do, okay? First of all, so basically, with that film, the 2 characters, Batman and Superman, we don't know them in this universe, and basically they're trying to cram a Batman solo film sort of in this film.
Yes, absolutely, I agree with that.
Yes, but the awesome thing is that Captain America Civil War has more characters than Batman v Superman has in it, and it still did justice to all those characters. And Batman v it failed, even though it had less characters. I'm going crazy, but I mean, there is just so many other examples that all, reasons why I like this over that, and why one is great and the other is shit. So, I don't want to.
Parker, what I think all right, I'm trying to interrupt, buddy. But I think it's because what I said is that we've had 12 movies to build this up.
Yeah,
whereas
you
with
can't
Batman Superman
build it up
conflict,
in 2
we've had
films.
one.
You can't build it in one film.
That's it.
Exactly. Yes.
That's why I think Civil War works better, is we've had this whole entire universe to build it up.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong. I love DC, as you can tell.
Yeah, look, I'm wearing a Flash shirt. I'm looking forward to his movie.
Yeah.
I love the TV show. I want to watch it until the very end. I never hate DC.
And I'm not hating on it either. I like a lot of DC stuff, but maybe it's Zack Snyder's or the writers or something there.
It's David S. Goyer. He's one of the problems.
Yeah,
well, Goyer did have a hand in the Dark Knight trilogy, and look at those.
He also wrote a bunch of. He did Blade Trinity, which a lot of people hate. He did Demonic Toys. He's done a lot of stuff.
He's not a bad movie.
He's a hit and miss writer or director.
There's 12 I heard.
Yeah, and
who knows?
And what's strange is in Batman v Superman, Batman's, I guess reason to hate Superman is the destruction. Okay, and destruction plays a part in this film. Okay, right?
A lot. Yes.
But what's strange is in Batman v Superman, at the end of that film, they destroyed the city again. Okay, with Doomsday.
Well, technically Doomsday did it.
But it's just okay. I can complain about that film all day. Let's just leave it.
We'll just leave it. When the Blu-ray comes out, I want to see what they added.
Yeah, hopefully they make
it's
it
just
better.
gonna be. It's not gonna be in my top 5. This is because it deserved it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, Batman Humanity, like, we could talk about that movie to death all day, but we're not talking about that movie. Look,
No,
we
we already did a
contrast-
podcast on that.
Yeah, we did.
Back
Like
in
twice.
March,
Right?
and,
one spoiler free, one spoiler filled.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, before we got started from DC to Marvel, which I don't want to start that war again. I gotta remember Nick. He's still trying.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to get on at all. Like I see his pick, and that's it.
I can Nick at the original is, and I'm hoping you're able to get on because we really need your input. Josh.
There's Josh.
Wait,
Yeah.
Josh, like, what's your opinion on to compare this movie to Batman
Here I
Superman?
am, guys.
Before we lose you.
What?
Like, what's your if you compare this movie to Batman Superman? Which one is better?
Well, that's a tough question because I have fun with both movies.
Yeah.
And I defended Batman v Superman pretty hard. But this, personally, I'm just gonna say to say which one is better, we have a tie.
Understandable.
It's a tie. I can't choose because I love both the movies for different reasons.
Yeah, understandable.
It's fine if I hate one movie, I think Civil War is better, but I'm gonna give the win to Batman v Superman.
That's fine.
Do you have any
I did
why-
enjoy this
why-
movie, but
or why Batman v Superman?
I do.
Or like, is there something that, like, what's the reason? I'm just, or.
But
Josh, continue.
I do enjoy I do enjoy Captain America: Civil War, but Batman v Superman is the winner to me. Which one is better?
Understandable, and I respect that 100%. It's your opinion. I can stop you, and I'm glad that you.
Gino.
In Civil War. All right. You know what thing now. Let's get actually to our two main players. Like, let's get to drummer, please.
Google effects.
Yep.
John added a Google. Use it.
What I'm trying to say is this whole Civil War has to end soon. And I'm very much. And after seeing this movie first time,
What was that?
I think it's dogs.
Yeah, more
Yeah, I see the effects. Hold on. Eyewear, facial hair. Wait. Applause. Doorbell. Drum roll. Here it is. There, that's a drum roll.
Nah, Zachary.
Okay,
Hang
I can
on.
close it. There we go. Next.
Black Panther.
Loved them. Oh my god.
Yep. Like Black Panther, oh, it's about awesome.
hmm
Oh shit, you're amazing. Josh. Sorry, bro. We've been technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine. Just talk
anyway.
about Black.
Yeah, Black Panther. I'm excited for his film in 2018. I think that's but I mean, great. I mean, the costume is cool. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't wait for his individual film. Which but cool seeing him in action, fighting the Winter Soldier and Captain America. Just cool stuff.
Yeah,
I
when
love
his
how
dad died.
how on the
Yeah, that
shield
was
it still
fine.
has his claw marks on there. Something that
Mhm.
that was cool. But yeah, Black Panther just kicks ass all around.
Oh yes.
Agreed.
The scene where he's running, I thought that was better than The Dark Knight. I was like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it without pandering, And oh yeah, we have the Joker, but we're not gonna see that again. They did their own version of the Dark Knight scene with the running and the chasing.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
He's running in the traffic. I'm like, wow.
Like Bucky. Like, Like all the
Yeah.
characters kicked ass. But another thing I like about this movie is that like besides both sides are equal, is that this movie did have the another thing like with Iron Man and War Machine and like in their chemistry. The chemistry is amazing
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's great.
because both sides have their equal and they both have their weaknesses, and I like that because you flip flop with each side. With the comic was made Iron Man the main villain and it was just stupid.
Yeah, that is dumb. I'm not gonna buy him as a villain. He's not
Yeah,
the villain.
because that comic made Iron Man the villain. Which is
Yeah,
just
that's a stupid.
Look,
yeah, that's
my boy, you are a good writer, but you wrote Iron Man a complete idiot, a complete villain in that book. Why you? Oh my god! And that book came out in 2007. Damn, time flies. Anywho, speaking of Black Panther, what's up on another thing about Black Panther? His motivation.
I thought it was great. I mean,
It was handled well, yeah.
yeah, because they kind of did his origin in this. I would say not as complete,
Yeah, they did.
but still, it was. I mean, yeah. So well, I know we haven't gotten to Spider-Man yet, or I guess I'll say that when we get to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, Black Panther, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Black Widow is great too. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Oh, we're talking about Scarlet Witch and Vision. I completely forgot. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Vision was funny in the film.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh, I'll go through the door when he's cooking.
Yeah,
And,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
oh man.
Yes.
And Scarlet Witch did awesome in the movie. She kicked that. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
It was Scarlet Witch, like it's like Vision, but it was Hawkeye's help. Hawkeye was great too in the movie too when he came back. That was great.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he said he's disappointing his kids or something, and he was supposed to take them to like a water park or something like that.
Yeah. That's just, they know what kind of movie they're making.
Yeah.
If they're paying someone, it's to the fans that have been watching these characters for years,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're
reading
doing.
about them.
And but there's another thing all the human. But you know the dark movie, it is dark. It knows how to be fun. Because
Yeah, it's not being dour and depressing like other films I've seen, like Fan Four Stick.
It's not.
yeah, Fan
Oh,
Why
God,
are
let's not bring up that
It
movie.
wasn't soulless. See,
That-
you can have dark but not be soulless.
If you look up shit in the dictionary, that's the definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's so cool, but it's so good, but which I don't want to talk about that movie.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Civil War. Positive.
Yes.
Anyways, okay. Okay. What's stuff about the I completely forgot the terminology. Oh yeah, now what video I'm still going around about? Let's get to the main character we're looking forward to. The main character that we are looking forward to ever since Titan failed. And the one character who has been amazing spectacular, and that's been one character that we've been waiting to see for years. Well, drum roll, please. Yep. Spider-Man.
Woo!
Woo! Yep. The real Spider-Man, not superior, not ultimate from that Marvel TV show. Not amazing. The spectacular Spider-Man. The Spider-Man we've all been waiting for instant environment in theaters with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Was perfect!
Amen.
This is how they brought it back home. See,
Yeah,
they did something nostalgic without beating you over the head with it. Like,
Agreed.
look, we changed the actor. Look, he's quippy. No, they did it right. The
Organically.
Russos know this character. Like, I gotta do homework. Everybody in the theater was laughing and applauding. He's like, I can't. Whatever. What did they say? To Germany or something?
He's like, I can't go to Germany. I have homework. And
Yeah,
Tony's like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
it's funny.
great. He
Tom
made it
Holland
relatable.
Okay, but perfect. Look, same way we were Tom McGuire, same way with Andrew Garfield. Tom McGuire was fine for the role for that time.
Yeah, for the time, I still enjoy his movies, and I can't wait to see more of Tom Holland do that. but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was okay.
Too
Andrew Garfield was
emo,
not
too
active.
boring, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It wasn't Spider-Man who's good. Peter Parker, he was
Nah, he was just
Okay.
way too mopey.
Here's how excited I was to see Spider-Man in this movie. The second they showed Queens on the screen, I was like,
yeah. So did I.
Nah, I hate Queens itself personally, but when I saw him, I was thrilled because I'm not,
Yes.
you know, it's so confusing. But the moment you see him, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He has the
And
headphones
it's
on. I
pretty
wear those
cool.
headphones.
Aunt May, like Aunt May
Oh,
is
she's
really
gorgeous.
much younger than in any
Yeah.
other version.
Marissa Tomei.
And I never
Yeah,
thought I'd ever hear myself say these words. But Aunt May is fucking hot.
Agreed.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nick, you're back. Oh no.
But I
I
still
do not-
can't hear him. He should just
I
quit
honestly
if
never
he's
thought
not.
I'd say this.
Yeah, she's just beautiful. She's aged
Yeah.
very well, Marissa Tomei.
I never expected an Aunt May to be like oh shit, and Tony Stark, Iron Man was saying Aunt May. That was funny.
Yeah.
I never expected that to happen.
All I kept thinking in the theater was like, dude, you just separated from Pepper and now you're trying to go after another girl?
Yeah.
Well, at least we
Yeah.
got the Playboy part of him still intact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I
so
can't say
the,
the Playboy part.
that Peter's like, oh, I can't tell my aunt. I haven't told her yet. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Which here's the thing about that. This can kind of give me a negative. It's all about Spider-Man. Not to use Aunt, but the whole keeping Aunt May's away from Spider-Man's secret. Which, look, as a dying Spider-Man fan, I'm sick and tired of that trope. But you know what? Since it young Spider-Man, I'll let it pass for this movie. But I'm still hoping Aunt May does find out, and he's Spider-Man like in the open comics.
I'm sure she will eventually.
Yeah.
But here's what I like about here's what I like about this Spider-Man as compared to the other two movies
Yep.
or incarnations, is that this movie does in 5 minutes what it took all of Maguire's first movie to do.
Mm-hmm.
To be
I
fair,
get
that movie went through the first live action Spider-Man. So
I get
I
that.
let that one slide.
That was the
Okay,
first
well,
live-action Spider-Man.
I know, and I love that movie. What I'm saying is, this movie does in 5 minutes what it took 2 hours for that one to do. We get who Peter is.
Exactly, and in the amazing one.
Yes,
Yep.
but
and
I couldn't ignore those 2 kicks to the balls.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, we get the origin, vaguely implied though, because he says that what happened to me happened, and bad things happened, and that they're your fault. It's like, okay, we know he's talking about the Uncle Ben death.
Yep.
Very well handled.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. No.
Thank God.
further
I couldn't take
death.
another Uncle Ben dying again. That's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
repetitive.
Reality.
And also,
Right.
what I love about this is that I don't want to use this phrase, but I can't really think of a broader one. It shoves down our throat that this Peter is flat broke.
Agreed.
Because
Hang on.
Oh, and there goes your dogs.
Yeah.
They're broken. They run away.
because he lives in an apartment, and he's also a dumpster diver,
Which has another one.
which insinuates this Parker is flat broke.
Yeah, he got a computer from the 80s.
Yeah, which I didn't expect that.
And I just love the scene with him and Tony in his bedroom. Because
Yeah.
we get this character, we get some funny clips between him and Tony,
Yep.
and also we see
Maybe.
Tony,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's like, wait, you actually see through these? And he grabs them from Tony, he's like,
Yeah.
yes, I can see through those.
Yep, the pull that costume, which that's not that I like. They have to explain that timeline. Like
Yes, they answer a question for us before you even had a chance to ask it.
Exactly.
Because the second they announced Spidey was in this MCU, I was thinking, okay, they're introducing him this late in the game. Where's he been this whole time then? But no,
Well,
they
he
answered
was
that
in
for you
some-
right. They answered that
Yeah.
for you right away by saying that he's only been Spidey for 6 months. I was like, fucking perfect.
agreed.
Yeah.
I think did the main Spider-Man film with did it poorly, did some boring. This film I think gets Spider-Man in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Take note, Sony. This is how just Spider-Man likes. Also, another thing I like about the movie. Spider-Man jokes are actually funny. And here's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, when Winter Soldier punches him and he's like, "You have a
Yeah,
metal
yeah, metal
arm?
arm.
It's awesome!"
Oh.
I was like,
Okay, but here's the joke I thought was funny that Spider-Man does. Is when he says to, I think, Tony and Rhodey, he's like, "Hey, you guys ever seen this really old movie called Empire Strikes Back?"
Yeah,
"Yeah,
John,
I lit up in the theater."
And then
Yeah,
when he's
in
running
your
around-
face, Force Awakens. That's how you
Yeah.
pander to the fans, right there. The
And then when
original trilogy.
But here's
Yeah.
the funny
Bam.
is, when he's webbing
Going in a
around
circle.
Ant-Man, yeah, when he's
I
going
think
around
he's on
Ant-Man,
to something.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tony's like,
God,
I think this kid's got an idea. And then Rhodey's like, all right, Tony, go high. And then they whack Ant-Man right in the face.
Yeah.
yeah, and I love Ant-Man too. Yeah,
And
just
then-
it was a.
Awesome.
I lit up like
Oh,
a
I-
candle, man.
It's great.
And here's what's
That's
funny is
how
that,
you do fan service right there.
And here's what's
We
funny
mentioned
is
an
that-
old film.
I
Yeah.
told you I wasn't a fan of Spider-Man. But here's what's funny is that
Yeah,
when Peter is on his web, he's like, all right, that's awesome, guys. And then he gets distracted and goes, wham.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
that was awesome.
I love this interpretation of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but, oh yeah, Parker, what's your opinion on Spider-Man?
I know, yeah. I haven't talked. I was just hearing all your guys' thoughts, and I'm pretty much the same. And it feels like when Spider-Man said that, well, basically that reference to Empire Strikes Back, that's something that I would say if I, that it's like, and have some reference to Star Wars that I always do. So it's like, I mean, at first I was, that just adds to the whole thing where Spider-Man is my favorite. I mean, comic book character favorite. I mean, character in general. And they never said how old he is in this film, but they never in the film, but they never. But I think I heard people say he's like 15 or something like that. I think.
Yeah, he
And what's
looks very
strange is
young on Tom Holland.
I'm
He's
15 too, and this is fucking insane because
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
this
the
is
irony.
awesome because I mean now that with the new Spider-Man films, it's gonna be great because finally, because I mean, like as a kid, I watched the '90s cartoon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
is that
obviously
Spider-Man? Is it
yeah,
the best
well,
Spider-Man
I watched that a
from
bit later actually, but that I watched on the original with Tobey Maguire and stuff. But that
You
was
were 30?
when you're a kid, you can't really relate to Peter, but I mean you still enjoy them and have fun. But now, I mean, going back, especially now and I mean going back and reading the comics and stuff, it's
The original comics.
it's great. And honestly, I have been I've been dumpster diving a couple of times, and it's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Not.
And
I've done it. I didn't jump in a dumpster, but yeah.
yeah, but I mean, this Spider-Man is exactly what I wanted. I mean,
Yes.
it's perfect. I mean, it was just everything. I mean, that I just see myself almost as Spider-Man. I mean, it's weird. It's crazy, but I'm just a freaking huge fan, and I actually cried. I know especially with the
Same
when the
here.
airport scene.
The
That
last
that was
scene, yeah.
Yeah.
which I mean, all those characters fighting at once. You saw Ant-Man and stuff. All that stuff was
Yep.
great.
Falcon, Winter
I
Soldier.
mean, I was
What the
like
hell?
And here's what's
Oh, yeah, Josh.
going crazy.
And here's what's funny about Ant-Man is that when Ant-Man started to destroy Tony's suit, Tony's like, who's that talking? And then Ant-Man's
Yeah,
like,
Falcon.
it's your time.
Yeah.
He's taking the tubes out of his suit, and he's like, "Whoa!"
I can't even finish
Yeah.
it. So funny. He's like, oh yeah, this is your content.
Yeah.
We don't talk that much. And it's like, oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Rudd just owns this role.
And this is his
Yeah,
only
probably
second time
didn't.
playing the character.
Yeah, because he had his
Yep.
own movie last year, and then he was in the second half of this film. But when Paul Rudd, as soon as I saw him, he's like, "Wow, this guy is just having a ball." He's like, when he geeks out, when he meets Cap, I love that. That was great.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's so great to meet you."
So funny.
Yeah.
And he's fired on coffee, and I'm like, "Oh."
And it's funny. And it's funny how
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. When Spider-Man and people, he said and that scene at different Ant-Man actually connects to this movie.
what scene?
Yeah, I
The
did.
end credit scene.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Where Bucky's
Yeah.
arm is
I know, guys.
trapped. Yeah, that was at the end of
Yeah.
Ant-Man at the end credits.
Yep.
And another scene that I find funny with Ant-Man is when he takes Cap shield from Spidey. By the way, how dare you hit Spider-Man? Shame on you, Ant-Man. But when he takes his Cap shield from Spidey, he goes up to Cap and says, "I believe this is yours, Captain America."
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's funny. They got Tom got Spider-Man, like Humor got everything was perfect. I can't wait to see the movie. Anywho, speaking at the okay, one thing I like about it with Iron Man when he talked about I got my guy. Like, where's yours? That's so funny. That's great humor.
What? Just before it hits Queens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, and then as soon as it says Queens, I was like,
yeah. Yeah, that. And when Iron Man talking to Black Widow when he said and like
and she's like, "Do you think we can get a Hulk on or something? And we can get a hold of Hulk?" And she's like, "I don't think he'd side with us."
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Because of course the Ruffalo's doing something else.
He's doing a Ragnarok.
Which that's another controversial topic where we say right near the end of the discussion. Anywho, oh yeah, Josh. What's your opinion on the Spider-Man movie? I completely forgot. Sorry, man. Josh. Oh.
It's dead air again. Yeah.
Damn it! Google, stop destroying my discussions.
Yeah, I know. It hasn't gotten me yet, so I've been the only one. Just once. I have one glitch in the beginning, and that was it. He said what?
Wait, John, can you hear us? Or can you speak? Hang on. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. Yep. My opinion on Spider-Man. Josh?
I can't hear him anyway.
Well, Josh, give your opinion on Spider-Man at the end of the group chat, and we'll say it out loud.
Yeah, because there have been a lot of technical glitches tonight, but you know.
Google does it a lot. It's trying to piss me off with Google.
Yeah, Google is just so slow.
How do you be fixed? Why can you take the extra like 20 stars to get an AI? Wait. No, bad AI or evil. Read some AI. Anywho, speaking at the Spidey and at the airport scene, one thing I would bring in on some action movies which that episode, John Wick directed actually helped do the fight for Carver in this movie. Like, that made me happy. One, John Wick was a great movie, and the director who directed that movie actually helped this movie.
John Wick?
I know that.
Yep. John Wick actually helped this movie. With some actors did.
Second, I'll be back. 1 second.
I got maybe Nick. Sorry, I won't be able to join the hangout because we're saying what you want to get me next time. I understand. I can catch the Invincible a 9 out of 10. It's a really awesome movie. Want to watch it? Highly recommend it. Can you tell everyone on the hangout, please? I will. Already did.
Yeah. 9 out of 10.
Yep. I got Nick's message. He gave Civil War a 9 out of 10. And I salute you, Nick. I'm sorry that you can't be with us.
And as much as I like these movies, Tom Holland puts Maguire to fucking shame.
Agreed. Oh yeah, Josh. What's your opinion on Spider-Man? Josh. Oh, okay. Okay, damn it. All right. Not. All right. We should probably get to the main bill. We should probably get to Zemo. Let's get to our Bill and Zemo. Who would first? John?
He had no place.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been in the movie. He was barely in it, and we're all just he was kind of just there. He wasn't like threatening. He was just there.
Zemo is basically this movie's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, except he's not as annoying and doesn't have his mask either. Zemo has a mask.
Okay. I actually, I guess you're talking about Zemo then. Am I right?
Wait, Bart, we couldn't hear you. Repeat that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got back. You're talking about Zemo?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I can talk about him now, or...
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead.
hang on. Before you talk to Josh, we can't hear you.
Josh, you
Now,
there? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, just hear dead air.
All
Maybe he
right.
has to take his headphones off
Maybe.
because we're not wearing headphones.
I don't-
So.
Well, I'm wearing headphones, but I never have any trouble, so...
Josh. Damn it. Alright, Parker, were you up here on Zemo?
I actually kind of liked him. He wasn't my favorite MCU, bad guy or whatever. But I understood his motivations, but they weren't, like, the greatest. But, again, it's like he's not the main focus.
Focus,
Like,
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically you could say Bucky, or like, he's kind of the main focus, but again, he's not a bad person, it's just that Hydra keeps, like, I mean, which, it's like they don't, I mean, Bucky ain't the villain, it's
Yeah, it's more like where Zemo controlling him, which is actually
Yeah.
awesome.
yes.
Yeah,
And-
with those stupid words, well, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of off-putting.
Yep.
which was weird, is that, I don't know if anyone else found this, one of those words was homecoming.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed.
Wink.
I don't know, it just kind of was like, I was just kind of wondering, I bet it has no meaning to it, but I don't know, it's just, I found it interesting.
No, it's the title of the next Spider-Man movie, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they
I know,
got
I
this.
know.
And the whole thing about that book, just what was the point? Because I thought the whole thing was about just the reason why he was Nazis, or I just bitch, we'll just say, was because they wiped his memory and brainwashed him. I didn't think the brainwashing came from a fucking book.
It's stupid. It's like the Evil Dead book, the Necronomicon that they recited, and then
No,
something
actually,
happened.
now I'm telling you, it actually makes sense because Hydra, mind controlled by Bucky. They
Yeah,
used
I
to
don't
have to-
remember what wiping his memory was, not that it was an incantation from a fucking book.
Well,
Yeah,
it
that's
was a code.
kind of dumb, but I'm like, it was subtitled too because they couldn't,
Yeah, Russian.
yeah. And
I would
I'm
really
sick of
have
hearing.
problem
I was
with
like this when they were reading subtitles. I'm like, yeah, I skip this scene. That'll be a skip scene when I get the Blu-ray. I'll be like, yeah, I've heard this scene, or I'll just put a commentary. Because yeah,
Yeah, and one of the things I didn't like was Zemo saying that I'm not talking about your home in New York. I'm not talking about your home in Washington. I'm talking about your real home. It's like, dumbass, his real home is New York.
Oh,
I don't care what you
no,
think
no,
of him.
no.
His
That's
real
not
home
so.
is fucking New York.
You're
Oh,
clearly
no,
not
he's an
understanding what
Is
he
it-
he wasn't
no.
born in Siberia.
He meant the other
He
Winter
kept saying
Soldier.
Yeah, he's idiots. Just no.
But Sean, you're clearly not understanding what he meant by that. Is he saying that he is supposed to be part of Hydra, and that's where he belongs? It's not that he was born there. It's just that that's what he's meant. Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
it's
I
like,
didn't give a fuck about Zemo in this movie. This story
Yeah.
meant nothing.
He was just there.
You know, I think he had purpose.
Ultron had more to
You know, I
do.
think-
At least
you know, I
Ultron
think
had a
I
sense of
put-
humor. This guy was like,
Wait, plan. And speaking at the, oh yeah, Sean.
yeah, Nick's gone. I mean, not Nick. Josh is gone again. So
well,
keep going.
here's the thing. Zemo is we can complain about him, and I hate to bring this up again, but Zemo is a better villain than Lex and Batman v Superman. Okay.
He is.
Okay.
He doesn't really do much.
sense.
He's
Guys,
just there. I'm evil, and that's it. That's all.
Oh yeah, Josh. You're trying to speak at the for after probably
Yeah,
finish.
Sean said Baron Zemo is the movie's Lex Luthor.
I don't think no. I mean, he was not annoying or stupid or
He
just
wasn't
like,
annoying.
He was
I mean-
great. He was a great gun.
I mean, instead of like fucking Lex, Lex was just annoyed the hell out of me. I mean, fuck that character.
Yeah, Jesse
I mean, not-
Eisenberg. Ding, 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 ding,
Like, I mean, not
ding,
Lex
ding, yeah.
from the comics. I mean, holy
That's a
crap.
joke.
I mean, like he's in the jail cell and he's doing those stuff like that. That was just so
Yeah,
stupid.
he's coming.
I was
Like,
laughing my
yeah.
ass off.
What not?
Oh my god, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I know
Anyway,
what.
Josh, like your opinion? Josh?
Now, Helmut Zemo, he was okay.
Yeah, he's just there.
He
I didn't say he
wasn't
was the worst.
used
I
all that
hated
well,
Guy Pearce
but
more. Just.
I think Zemo was awesome.
But-
Because, oh, sorry. Josh, I'll let you finish.
But I have to say that you guys want to know my opinion on Spider-Man. This is the best Spider-Man I have seen to date. Tom Holland, he killed it.
Yeah.
The
Agreed.
costume was also good too.
Yeah.
Yep, both suits, both the prototype suit and the
His
suit that
fighting
Iron Man
suit.
used.
Oh, and speaking of that old suit, I wanted to see that suit in more action. I know it was shit, but I love it because it's something that I would make if I was Spider-Man. Because I mean, in the other Spider-Man films, how the hell is Spider-Man supposed to make this movie-quality suit? But no, this is perfect. I mean, it's a piece of shit, but I love it. It's like
Great.
And it
I mean-
emphasizes him being broke.
Yep.
yes, and it makes sense that this is a suit that a teenager would make. And I love it because it just adds to the realism and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yes,
That's true.
yes. Sony, take notes. If you want to do a realistic Spider-Man, do what Marvel just did.
Yeah.
Piece of shit
Exactly.
Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
not-
So, and
do
you
not
too
do
saw
that.
20th Century Fox.
That's you Dark Knight ripoff. Do not try to be dark and gritty for BS reasons.
Exactly. That doesn't work anymore. It didn't work for Fan 4 Stick.
I'm
Again.
going spare Sony.
Yeah. Agreed.
Thankfully, Sony is only distributing this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
Thank
Ha.
fucking God.
because no one Sony, they were screwed us up hard. They were fucking up hard.
You think?
yeah, and speaking of that day, because I know we're talking about Spider-Man, it was February 11th or 12th of 2015
Yeah.
when it officially announced Spider-Man's return back to Marvel. And I'm not gonna joke. Okay, I cried. Okay, I fucking cried for the
I didn't know
for
you
2
back
hours
then.
of the morning.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and one day I'll have kids and they'll say, and I mean I'll be like, that was the best day of my life, and then they'll be like, but what about the day when I was born? And I'll be like, not even close.
Yep.
I mean it's that special to me. So
Yeah.
Agreed. Same here.
I didn't cry. That when I heard the news, I was just happy. I'm like, finally, they're gonna do him right.
Yeah, I have it too. Hello.
And he was redeemed.
Yeah, Thursday at the hi Thursday,
Him and Deadpool this year. Hey,
and what's
Yep.
strange is that Marvel's been doing great this year so far. Deadpool is awesome, and this film is awesome
Yes.
too. I mean, I don't want to hate on DC. I just want them to be successful, but so far they're not. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion. Though.
Agreed.
Suicide Squad. I don't know. I just want to see it for the
Suicide
Joker.
Squad, I
That's it.
hired for that movie.
Hopefully, Suicide Squad can redeem DC kind of back to where it was from. You know, at least that's
Agreed.
The only
I just
reason
want an
I'm-
awesome Joker. That's it. Because
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, don't like the actress, so I don't give a single damn about her. Sorry.
the
I
only
like the
reason
actress is
I'm-
here.
I think Harley
Oh,
Quinn
you
was-
forgot to mention Carter. Carter's death and her
Oh,
her
yeah.
niece,
I forgot about that.
Agent 13. Yeah.
Yep.
Emily Van Camp. Oh,
Yeah.
what a
Yeah,
gorgeous woman.
I actually felt bad when they killed off Peggy
Yeah.
because
No,
it's like
I didn't.
everybody that Steve knows is gone except Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's
And
what.
Peggy's
Yeah, but
niece.
anyway.
Those guys.
And here's what I
Oh,
found
what?
funny is that in the scene where Sharon and Steve essentially have their first kids, it's like, sweetie, you do know he essentially could be your uncle, for all you know of.
Yep.
And it's like, ew.
Oh, and one thing I do love about this film is that at first the Civil War kind of starts as just a debate and stuff, but then towards the end of the film, it gets really personal.
Yeah, it does.
Especially between Captain America, Iron Man, and Bucky.
Yep.
Because when those three are going at it, like that's
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That was a great
Wait.
scene in the trailer. Hey,
Yeah.
Manchurian Candidate.
Yep. Speaking of Zemo, let's get to the twist because we've been dodging that for a while.
yeah.
Bucky
It's
kills
a
the
good
Stark.
twist too. It didn't piss me off.
Yep, like two twists. Like one there was Zemo with we all thought the Zemo plan with the other Winter Soldiers, the other badasses to take down the U.S. government. But nope, Zemo did a smart idea. He killed all the Winter Soldiers, which I did not see that one coming. Because I thought Zemo would go do with the Winter Soldiers and take over the world, but nope. He killed them all and
He leaves Bucky alive.
Yep.
Now you see why I hate this villain.
No. Listen.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
No,
Sean.
He's lame. He's not
If his plan,
the worst. He's there.
If his plan is to kill off the Winter Soldiers, why the fuck would he leave Bucky alive?
Because he needs the Winter Soldier, and for Iron Man and Cap to kill each other.
Hi, idiot! You had 5 other Winter Soldiers you could have fucking used, but no, you fucking killed them all.
He used Captain America to kill each other. That's the plan.
I get it. That because he knows that Steve would hesitate fighting Bucky. I get it. But dumbass, you have 5 other super soldiers put on ice that you can fucking use for your plan.
I get that. Sean is on a roll tonight.
You,
Sean.
X-nay them.
Idiot!
Anyway, Parker, what's your opinion?
On what?
On Zemo's plan.
Oh, well, yeah, there is stuff you can kind of nitpick about the plan, but overall it does work for what the film is going for,
yeah,
the plot is and what it's, But I guess when it comes to the twist, I wasn't expecting that, so I do like how, because if they didn't have the twist, it's kind of a good thing to, it kind of brings the fight to another level.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and one thing I forgot to say about Spider-Man, but we'll get back to that, is, okay, so if Spider-Man was still at Sony, just imagine how much this film would feel different and be so. It would be like, it wouldn't just, it wouldn't be the same without Spidey. So
it still would be a good movie, but it'd still be empty without Spidey. Because
yes.
Yeah, and to the people at The Verge, fuck you.
Yep.
Because Spidey's amazing, but has no business being in this movie. Fuck you, people at Verge.
Yeah, because
Spidey had all the right to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we waited almost 10 years.
Oh, by the way,
they showed that symbol at the end. Yeah, on this, he's like, and he looks at the ceiling, and yeah.
Yeah, which we'll get to that. We'll get that.
I have a feeling Tony had a hand in that symbol, though.
Yeah.
Which we'll get that. We'll get the end crazy later. Anyway, after Zemo
2 scenes
and Black Panther. Oh yeah! Speaking of Black Panther also followed Captain America, Iron Man, and Bucky to that facility, which is awesome.
Yep.
Which proves Black Panther is a great ninja. In fact, I'm thinking about more stealth than Batman. And
Batman. Clumsy fucking Batman.
Yeah, with Ben Adams are great, but Ben Adams never does stealth. But you know what? That would get old. I'll let that pass. And we're not talking about that movie.
You know what's strange is speaking of Batman being stealthy, sometimes he has like hard boots or something he wears. How can he be stealthy when it's like he has these big ass boots on, or what the hell? I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah. Suspend disbelief. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And anywho, speaking of Black Panther, Black Panther contributed to the Zemo was actually awesome because Black Panther realized that he made a mistake. He said, "I'm being consumed by vengeance. I'm going to find Zemo." And when Zemo commits suicide,
he should have killed Zemo right there.
Right?
To me,
yes, I would have
captured him. He gets captured in the next scene. That made no sense. He's like, he grabs him like this, and then he's in prison with Martin Freeman from The Hobbit. Yep.
Which to see him. Yeah. We'll get to that later. Well, let's get to the main twist. To one we've been talking about. Winter Soldier could Bucky kill Iron Man's parents.
Yeah.
That shot was coming.
I kind of did because the opening scene, and then they also mentioned in Winter Soldier that they died in a car crash. But it
Yeah.
wasn't until they showed at the very end, I was like,
But it was shocking. I was
Okay,
like,
I was
what?
right. I had a feeling that.
Yeah, they're a horror
Yeah.
movie. Quote,
And then,
quote Josh.
and then
Quote
Tony's
Josh.
like,
This
did
one-
you know
they're a
about
horror
this?
movie.
So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like how Steve says, I didn't know it was him. But and then Tony Gettle looks at him and is like,
But did you know?
this all the whole
And
time
then
we were the
he's
Avengers.
pissed. He just-
Did you know? And then Cap's like,
Yes.
yeah. And then goes, and Tony goes, wham!
Wow.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
the catching a Bucky. Like, holy
I can't
shit.
blame him. He's angry for a reason. That was his father. He saw die
Yeah,
on screen. That's really
Like,
personal.
Yeah, and he never got the closure with his father, which makes him even more mad.
Yeah, it might like,
It's like with
even
Bruce
like,
Wayne when his parents died, or when
and
you know-
Bucky. Well, when Cap tried to leave, like Iron, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was Hydra. Like, I don't care. Kill my mom. Like, holy shit. Like, he's
Yeah.
about to kill him. Like, yeah. Like,
Tony's out for blood.
yes. I mean,
And
you know,
that's why-
avenging. He wants to avenge his dad and mom getting
Yeah.
killed. I mean,
holy shit. And but that fight with Captain America, Bucky, and Iron Man, that was a great fight. Like, holy shit. Like, with Bucky and Cap teaming out,
Yeah.
like back to back. That was
And then
awesome.
they're basically
What a
tossing
cool
shield
moment.
back and forth.
Yeah,
And they're
like-
basically
like-
tossing the shield back and forth.
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if this is off topic, but one joke I found in the film that I thought was kind of, cool. Well, I don't know if I was the only one who found this kind of funny, I guess. But when Ant-Man said, "Does anyone have any
Orange slices, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
That was fun, yeah.
I mean, that was kind of funny. So
Yeah, that was fun. That was Paul Rudd did a great. I almost said Paul Walker. Yeah,
yeah,
Paul Rudd. Yeah, he nailed it.
it's kind of cool to see him back. So.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
I
And
guess-
Yeah,
you-
I'm trying to get the image.
But Tevia's showing something.
Yep.
I only see an arrow.
Yep.
And this is
That's
nothing
the-
against the movie, but here's what I don't get is
Like, that image is actually in the film. I was happy about that.
we can't see it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
can't see
damn.
a thing. I just see a black screen.
I
Damn
can't.
it.
Yeah, same thing.
Hang on. I got a better idea. Let's see.
Oh,
There, I
it's
see
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Here it is.
When the shield and the.
The poster race.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Like,
That was.
that picture was actually used in the movie. I never expected that to happen, but they
Yeah,
did it.
that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Oh. Whoa. Jeez, off the
It's
screen.
something.
Going crazy.
No. Yeah, well, I'm glad to come see it. That was awesome. Like, badass.
It was because it was right out of the comic. It just looked great. It was like
Yeah.
in slow mo, and I was like, oh wow, that image is gonna stay in my head forever.
Same here. Like, it's movie history. Like,
Yeah.
I never expected that to do that actually ever in this movie, but they did it, and it always did amazing.
And here's
Yeah,
what I
I
thought
feel
was
like a
kind
kid
of gut
again.
wrenching was when Tony says to Cap, he's like, "You don't. My father made that shield. You don't deserve it." And then Steve just drops the damn thing.
drops
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's really like
That's
you
very
know
powerful.
that's heartbreaking. Yeah, it is. It's powerful. Exactly. It's all
Yeah, heartbreaking.
destroyed.
Very heartbreaking at the end with to Captain Ant-Man. In the comic, because when that fight ended in that story, which I know I'm trying to do compare and contrast, but it's hard to not to talk about the movie without talking about that comic. And spoiler, who have not read that comic, it's been like years.
Cap dies.
Yes, but that I'm an epilogue. I'm in its own series. But yeah, the actual ending of that story, Captain Man surrenders, and he said, "You're not ready, Captain Man. You're in steel," which is so stupid. And Iron Man wins, which is complete
Yeah.
bullshit.
That's
Captain Man
dumb.
would
I'm
never
glad the
surrender.
Russos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad he just dropped his shield and left. That the Russos nailed it. See, they're like, nope, we're gonna take liberties, which they did
And it's a
well.
better way to
They
end the
didn't kill
fight
off
than
both characters that
Martha or
would've
some
depressed
shit
them.
like that.
That too. Which that's
Did you hear
not,
me or not?
not
Oh,
bad.
wait, say it again. I
Oh, I thought the way they ended the fight in this film is better than the way they ended it in Batman versus. You know,
I
instead,
agree.
I mean, it's like, oh, Martha, oh, shit, oh. Man, you have the same name as my mom. Oh, God, you have the same mom names. We're best friends now, man. Oh, man,
Okay.
let's go get drunk or something.
Okay.
You know, it's like, what the hell?
As much. Okay. Even though I do enjoy Batman v Superman for what it is, I agree with that. The way they ended this fight was a million times better.
Yeah, it was. It was
By
more
having
personal.
Tony-
Like I said,
Yeah.
Force
By
Awakens
having-
missed that completely. Kylo
By
Ren
having
did. The fight ended in a draw. No, I want a decisive winner.
By
And
having
even
Tony
though
shout the words.
Iron
by
Man
having-
lost, at least he lost fighting. He didn't just get his ass kicked for the whole
Yeah.
scene.
By having Tony say, "My father made that shield. You don't deserve it," and seeing Cap drop it, that was
Yeah.
a million times better than the whole Martha thing.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
powerful.
I agree with that. Even though I'm glad that Cavill got destroyed in that movie.
Yeah.
I want to see the extended fight in the on
Because
the
here's
Blu-ray.
what Because here's the thing, though. Now that we have the movie The First Avenger in place, seeing the relationship between Steve and Howard,
Yeah,
that actually makes this part work better.
yeah, it does.
Because,
Still, I knew Howard Stark, his father.
yes, and even in the Avengers, Tony says, "So that's the guy my father never shut up about."
Yep.
Which I thought was funny in that
Yeah, it
theater.
was funny.
But
Yeah.
because Bucky has this, or not Bucky, but Steve has a connection to both Bucky and Howard.
Yep.
We know how Cap felt seeing Bucky be the one that kills the Starks,
Yeah.
and I think one of the reasons why he kept it from Tony is because he didn't want Tony to react the way he does now.
Yeah. Look at, holy shit, look at...
So
Terms are
here's
kill
the-
fuck.
But here's the thing, though. Having all these movies play into each other, and I think that's kind of the detriment to each standalone movie. You can't watch them all without watching, them all.
Yeah,
Did that
like
make
watching
sense?
the next one and the next one. That's what I did.
Like,
Yeah,
if you watch,
I did.
like, what I'm saying is, if you watch First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, I don't think it will work without
No.
having watched the Avengers movies.
Yo, Roger Van Mo- and
Or
Iron Man.
Man,
That's
or
what I'm saying.
the other film.
Is what I'm saying. That's kind of the detriment to this universe thing. Is you can't
Yeah,
just
it's
watch
not chronological
standalone
order.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just watch the standalone movies and be good. You have to watch every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I'm
by
gonna
having-
do that one
Full
day.
movies? Well, you can't skip full one. The full one is important. The Avengers one.
But what I'm saying is, having Steve be connected to Howard, Tony, and Bucky kind of
Yep.
makes that end scene where we find out the truth really heartfelt and dynamic. And
Yeah.
Yes. An Oscar-worthy Academy.
That too.
Academy
Yeah.
Award winning, baby.
Sick of
Academy,
saying
nominate this
superhero.
movie. It deserves
Unlike
it.
a certain other movie that
Mad Max Fury Road got like
Feel
10
good
Academy Awards, and this
film.
is gonna get like 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I'm
And
saying
that
is,
to me isn't dynamic. This is how you do it. This is how you get me into the theater. You
Agreed.
make me connect with the characters.
Yeah.
And do something that you don't expect. It's not something predictable. Like when Bucky loses his arm, I was like, whoa, now he's defenseless. Because it's
Yeah.
like, damn.
Dude, that
I
was
was
brutal.
like,
Like,
wow.
this, and
It
people
is.
from Marvel movie are not brutal. No.
There's blood in this movie.
This is the one R-rated. Almost R-rated.
Yeah.
It's not
This could have
R-rated.
been R-rated, but Deadpool definitely beat this movie when it came to violence because
Yeah.
it just went all over the place.
Yeah.
And,
Deadpool
yeah.
was R-rated at the remaining, but this movie is much. Look, I love Deadpool. Deadpool is a great movie, so I did this movie. But if you compare the two, it's hard to compare it because they're two different types of movies.
Yeah, they are because Deadpool's a smaller film and had a
Yeah,
smaller
Deadpool-
budget and had less characters. But
Yeah.
that character that he stole, that's his movie. But I'm saying,
Yep.
yeah, him
Yeah,
and
but
Spidey were
violence-wise,
ridiculous this
It
year.
makes sense. Like
Mhm.
this movie was brutal, dark, not dark like that movie is, like the two posters, or
Yeah.
like Tarzan was with them with Dude Jones stupid. But this movie had to balance, like light and dark, yin and yang,
Mhm.
good.
The
and evil.
Russos know how to do that. They know how to make the right tone for a film.
Yep. And speaking of Zoom, and speaking of Wayne, after that brutal fight with Captain Man and Iron Man, my jaw dropped because Zemo technically won. His plan worked. The men are split. He won.
He won and he gets captured just like that. I'm like, it's the same ending.
His plan worked because he split the Avengers. Like his plan would destroy the
The
Avengers.
letter at the end, really, really good. It ended the film right. It wasn't like He's like, he wrote, say, "Dear Tony, I'm sorry we have to get this out of the way or whatever, but if you need my help, I'll be there." I like that. See, no gay stuff.
Yeah, War Machine. Oh, she's paralyzed. I mean, holy shit. Actions have consequences. You hear that, writers? You can have consequences in your movie. Your acting have consequences. Gee, why?
And it was an accident too.
Why have I seen that before? An character did an accident that he had a good payoff and had consequences. I never heard such a thing. I'm sarcastic, as you can tell. Like, Marvel, your comic needs consequences in your event books. Not this book, it's great. That's the topic. Anywho, let's see. What did we talk about?
The ending.
Yeah, the ending.
The two post-credit scenes.
Let's get you at the ending. After Zemo gets captured, but at the Black Panther basically will capture Zemo, which Zemo Zemo, despite what you guys disagree, I think Zemo is a great villain. And his plan worked. And they need to put MCU villain that actually wins. Because that never happened. Because Ultron lost, Loki lost, Hydra lost, but this is the one villain that succeeded when all the other villains they failed.
Just give him his mask in the next film, please.
Yeah.
Or,
my bet. Oh yeah, Austin villain did not die. It's not plot because I hate to say it, but a lot of MCU villains they keep killing their villains off, which I'm fine with them killing the villain off if they're one-shot villains. That's fine, but. You can't keep killing all your villains, or you keep killing all the villains, and there's no flip.
Thanos is not gonna go down quick. I guarantee you.
But can't Ultron come back? He can, right?
Well, they purged his AI system. Then again, Ultron AI, he probably found like some backup plan. Ultron is a computer, so maybe he found another body that we don't know about.
Well, Vision did block him out of the internet.
That's true.
Wait, speaking of Vision. And there's one scene where he's talking about the mind gem, I think it was in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that basically, some people, and some people are saying this too. And then basically, if, in the next Avengers film, Thanos is going to try to collect all the gems, right? So he's going to,
Yep.
So
basically.
Vision going to die.
Yes, he is set up to die. He's going to rip that thing out of his head, and Vision's going to be dead.
Yeah,
that sucks, man.
Because in the comics, I don't think it was.
Yeah,
it
wasn't even a mind stone. Maybe Ultron did create Vision as his agent, basically. That did happen, but it wasn't the mind. I think he created Vision to kill the Avengers.
Okay.
But if Vision dies, it won't break my heart. I mean, I like the character, but I'm like, he's not the top or an Iron Man.
Tevye, let me ask you this. In the comics, was Jarvis a component to creating a Vision, or is that just something they made up for the movie?
I think that's made up for the movie because I very read Vision. I only know Vision went for EMH and some other sources. Vision was created by Ultron to kill the Avengers, basically, or gather adamantium, vibranium. And come out to Ultron to create his own Ultron to create a new body or I don't know, something weird.
Anyway,
Ultron to create his own wife with Jocasta. Wrong story. It's one no villain or story, a good one about the comics. Watch EMH. I missed that show so much. Anywho, that's another day. Anywho,
post-credit scenes.
Yeah, post-credit scene. Before the episode, let's talk about in general the actual ending or the two post-credit scenes. Wait, before I get to the two post-credit scenes, one more thing I do want to talk about with Black Widow's betrayal to Black Panther.
Shocking him.
Yeah. Because
where she acts like she's about to attack Bucky and Steve, and she's like, I'm gonna regret this. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna regret this. And then she goes to shoot, and then Steve and Bucky look over and they see that she's hitting Black Panther.
Yep.
Yeah, but they didn't kill him. They just shocked them.
Yep.
Like,
And she says,
yeah.
and I like how
Just
she
the way he
says,
was moving.
I like how she says, I told you I'd help you find them. I never said I'd help you catch them. There's a difference.
Yep. That's how good Scarlett joined Black Widow. Black Widow is spy. Like she knew what she was doing, but she's kind of like double agent. Like I didn't expect that. Like, you guys expect it? No.
Not really.
Not really.
Right, no, you're not. Anywho, okay, let's get to the ending with Captain America and well, they're not making it up because technically the Avengers are split now because Captain America. Let's get to the post-credit scene.
Okay, but
Yeah.
being the Avengers are not split up, it makes me wonder what they're going to do for Infinity War.
That's what
They're
I
not
wonder.
gonna have, like,
Thanos is
50
gonna come,
characters on
start
screen.
fucking shit up, and the military's like, okay, we need to let these guys loose and start kicking Thanos' ass. That's what's gonna
I
happen.
hope they put Galactus in there too, just for good
Well,
measure for the next movie.
Well,
No, they can't do it.
like, if they had to pull it, multiverse,
They can. They just would have to borrow it from, from 20th Century Fox. Say, we don't need the Fantastic Four. We just need Galactus. Because they can do them. I know they can do them.
I don't think-
Galactus and
I don't think they
Thanos.
can do that.
Because
Fox still owns Fantastic Four, so I don't think they can do that.
I want to call Fox make a deal with Marvel because
Yeah, that they could borrow at least one character. That's the only character we haven't seen right.
Well, and
I
Doctor
would
Doom.
actually prefer
The
to
Silver
see
Surfer I thought
Silver
looked fine,
Surfer.
but him and Thanos in space, I would just lose
Yeah.
my mind.
And Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I think what would be cool is either because I mean there's a bunch of characters that Fox owns that, but I know I would like to see the Silver
Silver Surfer, yeah.
which I would like to see that because the way they did them in one of those Fantastic Four films wasn't
Silver
bad,
Surfer.
but it wasn't great either. I mean they killed him off and Galactus was a freaking cloud. Just
Yeah, well, take some.
Yeah, I don't want a cloud. I want
him back to life.
CG Galactus in the sky. Like he's like walking towards Earth and he wants to eat it. I want to see that. I need to see that in my life at least once.
Do not do Overgalactic. What Overgalactic is just a swarm, which I like Open Comics, but there's one thing they talked about with Overgalactic. Overgalactic is such a disappointment, and I own that book.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
just
it's
want the
doing.
original Galactus. Purple. You could do that. They did Guardians. I think they can do this.
Yeah, I agree with
Yes,
that. But
look-
Guardian Galaxy was not necessarily done, and they did that. A talking raccoon. I think it's time to get Galactus, the real Galactus.
Yeah,
Not
we need
Cloud,
the real.
Not Swarm, the real Galactus, the guy with the purple hat.
Yeah, that eats planets. That's huge. That's like 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
In space, because Infinity War is going to be in space. It's not going to be all on Earth.
Guardians
will be in Infinity War.
That's true, Sean. And speaking of Infinity War, we already got some news. Captain Marvel is in Infinity War.
Yeah, I hope they cast. Please don't cast somebody bad. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, get Emily Blunt.
No,
Why?
no. After Winter's War,
Ironically-
you're gonna see her be a soulless. No.
Ironically, Emily
Yes,
Blunt was supposed to play Black Widow before Scarlett Johansson got the role.
Thank God that didn't happen. I'm so glad.
shit.
That would have hurt me. Black Widow with a British accent? No. It would have killed me in the theater. I already suffered through that last year with Hobo with a
Okay.
Stick. Wink, wink.
John, you do know Tom Holland is British, right?
Yeah, but he killed it. He
Yep.
at least
I'm
did the
just
accent,
saying.
he got the humor. He did it better, and he wasn't boring. He was funny and life and full of life, and
Yeah.
he's young. He doesn't look like he's a 16-year-old girl.
Agreed.
When it, I mean that gets me every time when you say hobo.
Hobo with a stick.
And he's not
Yeah,
boring.
yeah.
Like his costume's light, bright, and colorful. It's not
Yeah,
brown
that's not life.
and just unfeminine. No, that's another topic for another day. But
Yeah, that's not
Oh
top
my
nowadays.
this guy did it better. Just he nailed it.
Agreed. And
He's playing a character I've loved since I was a kid. So
Yep.
advantage over the girl. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep. Anywho,
Yeah.
let's get to the end credit scene.
Yeah. The first one with
Yeah, the
One
first
quick
one.
question: do we talk about the end credit scenes, then give our final
in
thoughts?
our final
and then-
thoughts. Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
It's almost
Yeah.
9 o'clock over here.
We're
so.
going
Same
8:45. Yeah. So And my bet says you gotta put out the going right. Yeah, what's all the end credit scene? Both of them. Okay, the first end credit scene with Winter Soldier and Black Panther and Cap.
Mhm.
I do love that post credit scene because one, Bucky is doing this at the. It makes sense.
Voluntarily.
Yeah, Hydra so
Yeah, when he's changing his arm, yeah.
Yep. And two, actually, Bucky wants to go under because this time, he wants to be free, and he doesn't want to be hunted. He doesn't want to be manipulated by Hydra or by Zemo. He wants to be free.
And he even says he's doing this because he doesn't trust his own mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
I
but
think that
in Wakanda, with many Black Panther to save him. Hopefully.
And I felt bad watching Steve having to go through this, finally seeing, getting to finally find his best friend, and having to lose him again by being put back under ice.
Yeah, that's depressing. That's a very sad ending. Because this movie had emotions that I never expected them to go.
I
agree with that.
I was actually thinking the second time I saw the film that first end credit scene could have been the end to the movie, and it didn't need to be an end credit scene.
Yeah,
like another certain movie that used what should have been an end
always
credit
does
scene.
two scenes at least. So.
True.
But, yeah.
But you know what? I do like the end credit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And you what gets the second end credit scene? Okay, Spidey.
Yeah.
Awesome, great stuff.
Yep, with the Spider-Man
Yeah,
symbol.
I love
and it
how
says
the
Spidey
end
will
says-
return.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, that is.
Some
great.
guy named him is Steve. Like that's so funny.
Yeah, because you hear Aunt May in the background saying, "So who gave you that black eye?" And you're like, just some guy named Steve from Brooklyn. She walks in with an ice pack, gives it to him, and then she walks out, and he sees the spider symbol.
Yeah, the Spider-Man symbol. Which,
and it says,
Epic.
"Spider-Man will return."
Yeah, which that made me so happy to finally see like this symbol. Well, not the heart symbol, but same symbol. Like in a movie, because I've been waiting to see this symbol ever since the first Spider-Man movie. Because that Spider-Man symbol had been used ever since the Spectacular Spider-Man anime series.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see that for a long time. I'm so glad to get in this movie. And
Yeah.
here's the thing about that.
Next year.
Yep. Here's the thing about that. And the web shooters. Some people complain that the web shooters were created by Tony Stark, which is not true. Because Tony Stark only upgraded them, which actually also.
They even say in this movie that Peter's the one that creates them. Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Sony, and fuck you, Amazing Spider-Man.
Agreed.
In that movie,
that goes double for me.
because in that
This
movie,
did it right, and in a couple minutes, not 2 hours.
yeah, because in that movie, it's he gets the web shooters from Oscorp. He doesn't make them himself. Fuck you, Sony.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I second that.
I second.
there
I've
on
heard
the
that
face.
too. Because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony, stop fucking on Spidey. I think I have enough. Oh, speaking of web shooters, I found them. As you can see.
I love that artwork.
Now, I don't have a problem with the web shooters, but I will give the Raimi films this.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do like some movies a lot, I still prefer the organic web shooters because if you're gonna have all the powers of a spider, why would you not have organic web shooters?
But it makes sense because
Parker, I'm not trying to say I hate it or anything. It's just something that I never understood. That if you're gonna have all the powers of a spider, why not have the organic web shooters?
Because I'll try to explain why So let's say there are some organic webs inside of them, but the only way, because an actual spider, it comes out of I'm sure we all know it comes out of his ass. And obviously Spider-Man won't be swinging around with webs coming out of his ass. But anyway,
that's kind of very odd parents with when Timmy becomes Spider-Man.
And so it makes sense that he has to create something maybe he has some sort of web spider DNA inside of him, but it can't come out. It's like You know, because or what? It's almost like swinging from his ass across the town or something.
Fun fact about Organic Web Shooter. Organic Web Shooter actually was not by Sam Raimi. Actually, they were James Cameron's script.
Yeah, that was the only thing they kept from Cameron's script in the original movie.
Yep. So, it's why I want to bring Organic Web Shooter, bring James Cameron. Even though I was a director and that script was garbage, I actually like the idea of Organic Web Shooters. Look, I'm fine with both web shooters. I'm fine with organic and mechanical.
As long as the character's done right.
Yeah, I'm fine with both.
John.
I just prefer the web shooters.
Understandable. I expect to pay 90%. Anywho,
Well, that's it. That's all we.
But yeah, let's be glad top at the top out.
Yeah, because we got through everything pretty much.
Yeah,
Just
if
what
you
the
miss
future
something-
of Marvel.
Oh well. And let's get a rating. Fine up on kind of Civil War. I'll give my rating first. My rating at the is, and since it was in a sport review, 5 out of 5. Perfection. A+. This is how you do a great trilogy. This is the end of a great trilogy to Captain America. It's a great end story to Captain America's storyline. And a great ending to Bucky's story, Steve Rogers' story, and a great beginning to Black Panther's story.
And great beginning to Spider-Man.
Coming out, baby, and I can see more of them. Like with the statue, awesome. You can finally
that
see
was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool, I'll admit.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Yep. John?
Okay. This is not something I would say lightly. Because for the past 4 years, I have said, and I quote, that this movie was always my favorite MCU movie.
Yep.
Again,
Still is for me, though.
I will not say this, I'm not going to say that, I would never say this lightly. But this movie just got buried. Bye-bye. For me, Civil War is now the best movie in the MCU. Because it has a great story. The villain is a little weak, but he gets the job done.
Yep.
We understand the characters' conflicts. We understand why they're fighting each other.
Yep.
And the emotional gut punches we get through this film are just very well done. Like, the drama is really cool. You know, the action scenes never outweigh the drama. The drama always takes front and center.
Yep.
And even this movie, what makes it better is just the character interactions, really. Because one of my main concerns going into this movie was, with them putting in all these characters from all 12 movies, well, minus Thor, Banner, and the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which that's what I missed too.
And my Jessica Jones. And
oh yeah, and by the way, Charlie Cox almost had a role in this movie.
He would have been cut out.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Charlie Cox was almost to be in this movie, but it was too late in development to put him in.
Damn it! I want your Daredevil, damn it! I want my Daredevil.
Maybe Infinity War. We'll never know.
Hopefully, Isaac Perlman in charge.
What I'm saying is,
then they fire Isaac Perlman. Isaac Perlman is a cancer to the entire universe. I hate Isaac Perlman. That's a bizarre. That's the top of the day. You were saying?
You should do a rant on him.
I probably will do a rant on Isaac Perlman eventually, but I'll do that when news come out.
Okay, so where was I before you ranted on Isaac Perlman?
You talk about the Civil War.
Yeah. Okay, but what I think is the character interactions are very well done, and what puts this movie over the top for me is the characters. And my main concern going into this movie was, okay, they're putting all these characters in from all 12 movies, and I was thinking, okay, this movie's gonna be a little overcrowded as far as characters. But no, they actually balance it very well. No character is on screen for too long, and they each get their moment.
Yep.
And that's what I like about this movie, is that each character has their due. And it's really cool to see that they balance this all perfectly. Unlike another movie that came out this year.
I'm Superman.
Yes. Even though I do enjoy that movie, it was a little overcrowded, I'll admit.
Agreed.
And rushed a bit.
That too.
And the villain was not that great, and it was stupid.
I can say the villain thing about this one too. But anyway, this felt more. The characters felt more organic to this movie. They felt important. Again, fuck you, Verge. Spider-Man was important to this movie.
Yep.
And he's actually perfect in this film.
Yep.
So I would give this movie, even though I had problems with the villain, I'll still give it a perfect 10.
Agreed.
Because all the other elements made up for the stupid villain.
Yep. And but another point about this movie, it got Spider-Man right finally. After years of bullshit we've been in the comics right now, after years of bullshit we're getting the movies right now, and the stupid Almost My TV show, that TV show is not like this. The comics is great. The TV show is garbage. That's not land by day. I could land with the TV show today.
You should do a rant on that too.
Injustice.
You should do a rant on that too.
I did a rant on that show a long time ago, but I just sent you a link to that video. Actually, I'll probably do up there rant on that show if I watch it.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That should be painful to watch. Get damage.
Anyway.
Damn animation. Why are you kidding them? Why are you kidding a great show with bullshit? That's not talking about today.
Anyway, Civil War.
Yep, Civil War. Parker, you waiting?
Me? Oh, yeah. My final thoughts and score but yeah, I love this film. I'm still trying to think if it's my favorite MCU film, because there hasn't been one that I disliked. There's been ones that I like more than others, but
Yeah.
This would definitely be high up in the list, but it could be my favorite. I would, I'll just need to, think about it a bit more, but yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah, I loved it. I don't really have a major flaw with the film. Again, some of the stuff that you guys said with, like, how at the beginning the action was kind of, I don't know, kind of like, yes, I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I didn't mind it. It didn't, it didn't give me a headache or something like that. I was fine. But especially the action at the airport scene was the best. That was definitely,
Yeah, that was awesome.
I agree.
I could have ended after that, and I would have left the theater with a smile on my face.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm very pleased with this. I'm happy. I'm happy for Spider-Man. It's so yeah. I mean, there's really nothing to complain about in my eyes. But anyway, so yeah, I love the film, and yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, Sean. It's 10 out of 10. It's
By perfection.
Yep.
My scale.
Yep.
John, you're waiting?
Yeah, I'll be the only different one here because I love the movie to death. I will always say that this movie was epic in every way. The theatrical experience. I mean, but to me, the first Avengers to me is my favorite movie in the MCU because I felt like I was 12 years old again. But this was pretty damn close. If you had a better villain, Zemo should have had his mask. He should have been more menacing. And the shaky cam, if you got rid of all that and Crossbones, being in one scene, I think the film would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. But I'm not going to say the film's awful because the thing is that when I was going into this film, I saw Deadpool a few months earlier, and I was like, wow, I don't think anything could top that. And it didn't, but it got pretty damn close. This will be in my top 5 of the year. It's my second favorite movie of 2016. No other Marvel movie will touch this after this because Apocalypse, I'm iffy on it. Doctor Strange, looking forward to it, but it's going to be more like a quiet movie. It's not going to be very big.
That's understandable.
And
DC, their other stuff, I will give them the benefit of the doubt because I'm not, dooming any of their projects. But I'm only seeing the Suicide Squad for the Joker. That's it. But this movie, I loved it. Despite that, the action was amazing throughout the rest of the film. After the beginning, the characters were fleshed out. The storyline didn't feel rushed. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I didn't feel any of the there was no padding. I felt like, wow, this is a long-running time to fit.
For a movie that is like only 2 hours and 26 minutes, it flies.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, I didn't feel bored at all. I was just like waiting for the next scene and then just anything. Anyway, and it gave me one thing that I didn't get with the last Star Wars movie: an epic finale fight. A fight that was personal, a fight that connected with me, a fight with characters that I actually grew up watching, a fight that was meaningful. It wasn't just rushed and just had a draw. No, it was an epic fight. It was long. It was personal, and the emotion was behind it. And I loved every scene at the end with these guys fighting. And when
the shield goes into Iron Man's chest. I thought, oh, please don't kill him off, and they didn't. He was
Yeah,
beat
oh,
off, but he was not out, and I was like, thank you, Russo. Thank you so much for that. You did not
Agreed.
kill him off, and the film just it ended the trilogy right. I mean, despite my gripes with it, it doesn't mean I hate the film. It's just some things I could have done without. But anyway, an 8.9 out of 10. That would be my rating. Just it is what it is, you know. And there were things missing, but I thought, you know, for what they did, you got Spidey right. Black Panther was awesome, and they did the storyline way better than the comic could have ever done.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
that's my thoughts.
Speaking of Spidey, I love this picture. It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. You, Mary Jane. Like that picture is similar to my love of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say this now: if I've had kids someday and I was to show them a Spider-Man movie, I would show them the Raimi trilogy, this, and Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes,
A
definitely.
boy Tatum. Tatum is the corporate reboot.
I
Or
would
if they released the DVDs of the 90s cartoon, show them that too.
that too. I would
Yes,
keep
I
my
said
children
that,
away
and
from
yes.
amazing shit.
Protect Spider and boy. My bad. Or get
I have to.
Protect Spider-Man. Not watch Spider-Man Unlimited. Don't see Spider-Man was okay, but not that great. But avoid Spider-Man Unlimited. Watch 90s and watch Spectacular. Do not watch Ultraman. Ultraman is garbage. Read Open Comic. Open Comics are great. Do not watch that show. Ever.
Yeah.
I would keep my children from the shit Tatum movies. Agreed.
Yeah.
Anywho,
And Colin
oh,
did
yeah.
in one movie what Garfield couldn't do in two, so.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I'm looking forward to Homecoming. I want to see Zendaya kiss this guy, because I'm like, yeah. You know, if they put the romance, just don't make it front and center, please.
Yeah.
I read that she probably won't be a love interest, probably.
If
Yeah,
she's not a
and-
love interest, I'm fine with it. But if she like winks at him or something, I'm like, yeah, that's cute. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
I thought 11
That's
years
all I
ago,
need.
I want Mary Jane to be the main 11 years because I miss Mary Jane so much. I want her
Mm-hmm.
to get that Spider-Man squeeze. Look, Gwen Stacy's a good character. I like Gwen Stacy, but I'm sorry, I'm more a Mary Jane fan. Oh. Sorry, Skype. I'm a more Mary Jane fan. That's just me. People like Gwen Stacy, cool, more power to you, but I go with Mary Jane.
Okay, Tevye, I got a question for you then.
Yep.
What would you say if, in a movie like, I don't know, Homecoming 2 or whatever they want to call it, MJ comes to the door and says, "You just hit the jackpot, Tiger. What are you going to do?"
Oh, that'd be
That
I
was
was
the comic.
pleased.
epic.
I would
I
freak
was-
the fuck out.
Yeah, I feel it too. I feel joy. I'm a little kid again. That'd be awesome. Anywho, before we go, I got one more rating to give with Nick. I give Captain America: Civil War a 9 out of 10. It's a really awesome movie to watch, and I highly recommend it. Can you tell everyone on the hangout? Just did.
Mhm.
I just need to make sure everybody got that because last time I think everybody heard me. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for waiting. I'm sorry that you couldn't join us. Oh,
Yeah.
would you like a Johnson? Oh wait, I forgot Justin was doing either. Damn
Yeah,
it.
Josh didn't give his, but he'll give his eventually.
Yeah. Josh, I'm going to give out at the in the. Give out the way at the in the comments, and I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we could wrap this up. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
okay.
was fun. I'm glad I
Yeah.
got to do this from Mother's
Yeah.
Day. It's just
Thank-
a ball.
Let's wrap this up. Thank you for joining for Captain America: Civil War at the spoiler-free review. I'm sorry that we couldn't get everybody joining us because they were busy, and the original plan was to get other people joining us, but they were busy. And since today's Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
guys, we'll be fun, you guys.
I guess I can go first. I guess you can find me, type in Parker Smichael on YouTube, SMYKLE, and all, or on Facebook, or or anywhere. Just that's pretty much. And then you'll find links on, especially on my channel, and like here. But you'll see links to Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff if you're interested. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yep. Sean, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Vader200591. Links to my Facebook, Twitters, and Google accounts are all on there.
Yep. And John, where can we find you?
Yeah. You can find my YouTube channel. I'm John Avenger on YouTube. Just type that and you'll find me. And I'm also on Facebook. I'm John Ice. That's me on Facebook. And I'm Captain John 1985 on Twitter. So if you want to follow me
and
there.
sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I forgot to say that this film was the best birthday present I've ever had, especially with Spider-Man, because,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
because my birthday's tomorrow, and this
Oh yeah, how you
I
been,
won't
man?
forget.
Yep, thanks. Yep, thanks. Because I think on Facebook it would say there's some, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shout out. I will definitely type something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll type it well, or I'll make a video ready for you.
yep, thanks. Yep.
And hi, brother man, and you. Thank you for joining, and stay tuned for our next point of view on
X-Men Apocalypse.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to
And-
see that. I don't know if I'll see that in the theater, but
Yeah.
I will see it though somehow.
X-Men Apocalypse and Suicide Squad. Oh, also another sport review on Killing Joke. That's coming out soon too.
Wait,
Killing Joke. I definitely want to see that.
wait, should we
Here.
do one on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
No.
No!
I'm avoiding that like the plague. And
But-
Independence Day 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Because I saw the trailer for that before this film, and it just looked.
Okay, there's
I
only
know.
2 reasons I will see that movie. Arrow and Sheamus.
yeah, that's not gonna push me. Oh,
That's not going to make it a better movie.
another day. We can probably do a sport review on that movie if everybody that's in the theater could watch it online. Oh boy, that's gonna be a painful experience.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So with them Busters too.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna be much.
fuck that movie. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna see it.
exactly.
I'm not. I never want to see that. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see all that.
That's
I
going
watched
to get the
Suicide
characters
Squad
all wrong.
and Killing Joke and X-Men Apocalypse. Because-
No, instead of Ghostbusters, called Ghost Fuckers.
Yeah. What a movie. Anywho, I think we can probably end this. Thank you for joining, and thank you for supporting X-Men Apocalypse. And to quote Captain America Civil War, I don't know quote.
How about you say, "May the Force be with you," like I always do?
Yeah. Right. May the Fourth be with you from Parker, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Later.
Alright, see ya.